It's Wezo TV on Facebook and YouTube, and also on Ago TV, also in Accra, and several affiliates, and of course on several social media handles, including that of John Dramani Mahama. If you look around me, you see a lot of traditional authorities within the Kumasi traditional area arriving, getting ready to be seated before the arrival of the former president and his entourage, as well as that of the running mate, Professor Naana Opoku-Agyemang. I will tell you more about exactly how exciting the environment is. In fact, the euphoria here is heating up, and you realize that as the traditional authorities come at the far end of the main compound at the Manhyia Palace, some NDC supporters are gathered there, beating, drumming here, dancing, and so on, just because of the excitement of looking at how this whole event will unfold. But this is Manhyia Palace. This is a palace many people have wished to visit. And of course, for such an important event, it will not be far-fetched if we just speak to one or two of the officials here to have a brief about how significant this place is. And we have the resident historian, Mr. Kantanka, here with us. So you are live on TVXYZ and Wezo TV. Briefly, I know you are very busy because for the role you play, this is going to be historical, because for the first time in Ghana's history, one of the biggest political parties has chosen a woman as a running mate. And it is most likely that if they win the 2020 elections, then she becomes Ghana's first vice president. So this event, introducing her to the Ashanti, of course, in your books as a historian, will go down well in history. Tell us, how significant, briefly, has the Manhyia Palace been in terms of helping to shape how we grow as a country?
Well, Manhyia has always been neutral, in the sense that it organizes the whole country as one body, so that it does not discriminate against which party is visiting Manhyia. It is for this reason that he's organized all his chiefs around him to give the biggest welcome to the NDC party. When another party comes, the same organization would be seen in the same standard given to the NDC. So when the king of Ashanti sits, in terms of the kingdom, all the other bodies that form the kingdom would be around. And it is often grouped into the left wing, the right wing, the rear wing, and the advanced wing. That is the sitting arrangement, just as a war formation. Now, when it comes to Kumasi, it is not the whole kingdom, but a division of the kingdom. And the sitting arrangement is virtually the same. It does not change. It is interesting to note that this is not the first time the President Mahama has visited Manhyia. He's been a part of Manhyia even from childhood. His own father was part of Manhyia. So it is not strange to welcome him as a person who is strictly part of the kingdom.
It's good to hear, because Manhyia has always stood for neutrality, and of course using that influence to ensure that they whip any government, whether it is under NPP or NDC, to line to ensure we build a nation. But for those of us who may not know the caliber of people who are going to be part of this event, can you briefly, because we would let you go shortly, walk us through those who may be inside? We are told that the Sanahini, for example, is here, and beyond that, under the Kumasi Traditional Council, because of how limited you want to reduce this event, who are some of the people many should expect to see when we eventually move on inside to cover the main event?
When we talk about the sitting arrangements, is the right wing, left wing, advance guard, and the rear wing. When we talk of the right wing, it is the Sokore Mampohene who is in charge of the right wing. The left wing is Tafu, and then the rear is Chidom, that is the Achampehene, and then the advance guard is Adonchen. So you are likely going to meet these people mentioned. And it is not, they are the leaders of the wings, but under them are hundreds of sub-chiefs.
Okay, thank you very much. He's the resident historian of the Manhyia Palace. Mr. Safo Kantanka has a lot of knowledge about the history of this rich paramountcy. And just before you go, I've realized that when you come here, the whole setting looks very unique. And some of the people who want to witness the event, obviously because of security reasons, have to be at the entrance till the event is over. So under such special events, when does the Asantini eventually come out? Because people want to see him. Is it after everything is set and he's about to deliver, or he will sit in state before the arrival of those coming to pay courtesy call on him and then go ahead with the presentation?
Usually, all those coming should be seated before he comes in. And he will have to be briefed as to all the more reason why he's coming to meet.
Okay.
So when all are seated, you have to be briefed and then he walks in.
Okay, thank you very much. So he is the resident historian of the Manhyia Palace. I'll be engaging him more, but we have a few videos. This whole event is to introduce the running mate to NDC's 2020 flag bearer, John Dramani Mahama, to the Asantehene and the entire Manhyia Palace, and of course the Asanteman Council. We have a few videos. I told you that after her official outdooring an event which took place at the University of Professional Studies in Accra, she went to Commander, she's been to Cape Coast, she's been to Upper East, Upper West, she's been to Northeast, and so on. I want you to watch a few videos because she's already paid courtesy calls on some traditional authorities. For the purpose of this program, we have selected two. We have the Tra Hene, we have the Doma Hene. Let's hear what the Tra Hene said when the former president's running mate, Professor Naana Opoku-Agyemang, paid the courtesy call on the council.
Nana Opoku-Agyemang. On the powerful. Papa. No play. I may have a Bakosem. Now Bakosem no defeated. I'm a boy for mine. Oh, ye am a with your so may cheap that. Oh, you Yema Pangos by Oyi Yema Mahama, somebody Speaker of Parliament. Nasenda Yema Nana Opoku-Agyemang. Opoku-Agyemang. Why you say vice presidential candidate here? Nana Akufo-Addo. So Yema. The American say, from Chief Justice to Speaker of Parliament to Vice Presidential candidate. Nana Yasantua, Okodia Santamai. Tajuma, Yana Jamarewa, Okodia Tajumamai. Yana Nakosia, or Wayabon, Okodia Mamai. This is name of Babajra, Minister Mami, Betima Ako, Ajigana Amai.
Amanyo lepe. Maybe I don't do and to see. Who said on your papa? I am trying. Yet you ask me. People about here. People by here. People my penny. Not depend your become boy. Now the month boy. No, you mind your pay. That's me as among on your pen. Na party anybody NDC also go PNC wo CPP wo GUMS wo na ba ka ho bi ka ba ya mesre na daroma abai na ni school ni me nya bi ne kan kire no na me ka sa che ga na ko ni na no Amanyo. Onye kane. Onye chichemu. Amanyo ya adwene kire. Onye da abeka bi mami nkabi. Na dodo no bedi yi. Onye da ba ko no bede. Obedi nkudi. Na ye nyina ya de afaso. 79. 92. 96. 2000. 2004. 2008. 2012. 2016.
Okay, so this is TV XYZ. Wezo TV on Facebook and YouTube. There's a lot of noise at the forecourt of the Manhyia Palace, and that is giving us an indication the former president and entourage will soon be entering this compound. And my background just depicts exactly where we are, Manhyia Palace. Ashanti Otumfuo said to the second today, we'll be receiving John Mahama's running mate, Professor Naana Opoku-Agyemang. And I'm sure as we have the conversation, my cameraman will pan around and you can see some of the people who have the opportunity to enter these premises walking in. So this is still live on TV XYZ, Wezo TV, Ago TV in Accra, and a number of social media handles. I know you are attending to a number of protocols before the president and his entourage arrives. Okay. The main Manhyia Palace is set. I can hear from the background the siren blowing, suggesting that some of the very important dignitaries who are going to be part of this official presentation ceremony are driving in. Now, around us are several traditional authorities who are ready. They are cleansing themselves because of the COVID-19 protocols. They have to use the hand wash, they have to use the sanitizers, clean it properly before they go in there. In there, the social distancing protocols are perfect. And I can see the convoy of one of the two parties who are very key to this event. And the whole thing is very simple. Former President John Dramani Mahama is coming to introduce his running mate to Ashanti Otumfuo Osei Tutu II. And as we have the conversation, I will be walking towards to position myself at a place where you can actually see a lot of activity ongoing at my background. And if you look behind me, you can see scores of people. Ghanaians to choose whoever they want, but in their opinion as traditional authorities, it is about Ghana's interest. The Trahini made some significant pronouncements. Of Parliament. Under John Mahama, several women were appointed. We know Charlotte Osei, we know the National Commission for Civic Education Boards, and several other authorities. But he said, under Akufo-Addo, he's also chosen a woman as a chief of staff, and John Mahama again has chosen a woman as a running mate. And for him, that is what simplifies what Ghana.
Confusion about 2020. Yeah. Mr. Ghana for. Yeah. Mr. Damisa Yamu. Yeah. Registration 2020 registration is the only thing. Yeah. No more year, more grand. American say, na Mr. Security for baby. Yeah. Look at IGP. Yeah. I'm a commander. Yeah. BNI Rebecca. Yeah. No, currently IGP dear who said about to ever register. See, no. Was to cry away. Law and order. You very young, say by there. Bejana, you need some police for, but they maintaining law and order. Now, that will be a young police for. I don't know soldier for the I didn't balance on the soldier. Now, Sabi and Master, I'm a commander. It is why you are my neighbor. IGP are my neighbor. Your Mr. Ingra, I'm a commander. Then this year, they're from Tuan, they're catching a man for Sebi Banto Mabel. Meaning over to me, I didn't believe. In your Mr. Sally Panada, security agencies in Amazon. Obia, professional. We are professional, I said. I remember doing to say, baby, Alpha, Amandum, and Abatua, no, yeah. Jim, Paola, NBC, Oliver. MPP, would you have the BNC, good in your camera? Come here, this throw beyond me, you be born in. What? No, master, no one.
Yo. Making a my battering. Mama. Get my way. Yo. Of them for Mapa. Yo. Say, Nana Opoku-Agyemang. Yo. On the number. Yo. Papa. I may have a person. Now, Bako 7 no a free thing. Mama paying for buying. Oh, ye, my little so many cheap dance. Oh, few are Yama Pangos to buy. Oh, ye, my member for so many speaker of parliament. Yes. Nasenda, Yama men, Nana Opoku-Agyemang. Yes. Opoku-Agyemang. Why you say? Vice presidential candidate here. Nana Akufo-Addo. So we are. Yes, you make an say. Hey, I can get it. Speaker of Parliament, 2 vice presidential candidates. Maybe the next Ashanti Market, Yamame, Nana, Yasantua, Okudi Ashanti Mine. Tajuma, Yana Jamrewa, Okudi Tajuma, Yana Kosia, or whatever here, Okudi Doma. You say, Mammy, Betuma, Atigana, my.
Say, Amanyo, you're maybe I don't know you and Kosubi. Who said, on your papa? I am interested. Yet you see, Bipper body, Bipper by her, Bipper my penny, not depend your become boy. Now the month must boy, no, you mind your pay. That's only as among on your friend. Now, party, anybody, NDC. Also, go and PNC war, CPP war, Booms war, about the county, the country. Yes, Nadaroma, I play. And it's school, even a big country. America Sanchez Ghana for among your Yakani, among your arguments. On your day, that could be Mammy Kabi, not to anybody. You are there, I don't know where Obedin could be. I had the Afro 79, 92, 96, 2000, 2004, 2008. 2012, 2016. Then Libya, Mammy, confusion about 2020. Yeah, Miss Ghana for. Miss Adam is a young registration 2020 registration in the home in you. No more, yeah, more. I'm going to say, no, Miss Security. For a baby, okay. IGP. I'm a commander. BNI in the back. No, currently IGP, the Africa said about to a very
Urazapo. Mario Council, Yama Kwabari, Ibusa, Mapenda da, and a powerful. Omanati say a real model tune for her.
Nachiame. A ready as a move higher in your bonibia. Aya Oman da John Dramani Mahama. One and NDC, you know, say we need him. Na said the mamma Tiano. See you said the anymore. No, was I want to we Wabedi HD. And you know, Ukubisa Brawa, and in penning for aging Kitahu. Nadia Kobaya and say, Womuna no Coben Krum. Say, Omo Professor Naana Akufo-Addo. Ono ena woni yewa John Dramani Mahama woni na bedi akiri na se de nyina sini no o man penina da John Dramani Mahama de ni papa ko pe eni Otumfuo enti se nyame aye na don na se wanya obi a oba bedina chi a na mamre chese waso adini ba ne papa nim na wadino abachia no no wagi nshira enso edifi no hono ti aropai so hu ya hanu a enye boni bia Dramani Mahama His Excellency oba so adini babe di achiri a professor e ba bachia ni papa a Otumfuo dabas
Many consul, no Amra. No Amra, you didn't see or didn't bet to no can have Irantis.
Your Excellency, Madama, not too sour at the Afro. The chairman Brika Kasan Sana. Naturally, the General the other say, Metron Sa, the affair, a national chairman who was some of Kusambafo. Na Obabe yi edomo eba no e di achire
Isobu said na so wadon we di kan sana wa oba ebadwum no the national chairman so na open for the change na do di achire ansana wa oba bedwum di sebe na so tuja tu bo so kwada ho
Otumfuo chairman ho manin son wa na me de be fa so na masre kwan Otumfuo ho na mpanyifo a edi omampanyi dada echi eba ye no matimi ayu adi a kire na miwie de krakra na ono ankasa nso no yato nsa frɛ no na nia enunti waba bedru ha no ode ato afakyea me so na asi Otumfuo so enti eba ya yedikan no ya wo yewura ntwujamfi ewo ha wa mode hye yewura ntwujamfi ewo ha ya wo yenua ba Barbara Sewa Samuel ye deputy general secretary wa wode hye ono so ewo ha Dr. Tiaje former energy minister wa wode hye wa Santimamu ono so ewo ha yewura Kwadwobunsu ebra bi atwam na osomo as Kumasi mayor ono so ewo ha yewura Captain Buta Naval Captain Buta yeah Ashanti caucus mpanyu Minister for Defense yeah Kenneth J enso wo ha mahuye muame Yeah, Mami, former deputy regional minister, Mami Apiajimo, on also Mahunu Waha, and Mahu Yebuya, Osei Mensa, Frank Osei Mensa, Patrol Pajomuka Krena, and also Waha. And the window I this year, and say, Sir Omanpanida Bahana, so Mama Hebia, Beha drink Accra. After Yebra, Julius Debra, a baby of trip, no year of one former pa, Emma, President Mahama, former chief of staff, and so Awaha. After you free why, what this year, a year, Mammy Idrisu, and so Awaha, a month and 4 power, if you're Santimamuha, almost some party and DC party, no, and also Awaha. You are Professor Joshua Alabi, or no, a former vice chancellor, our University of Professional Studies, or no, national campaign manager, and so on. After the original chairman, on a party missing the source of Santima Muhanso Awaha, a year you and Nana Akufo-Addo. And after while with this year, Dr. Christiana Makundiyama was some of my various ministries and so about penny Bakupa. To see a Kubisabra, let us say, Ufri no now call Mammy Betty Modrish, and now a Quakuti, Abrawasam Tia the net, Abba, what's there? I'm saying, on the Wadi of Kubisabra, one more in Janssen. Teacher for Penny, Yura Johnson, a sea Dunkatia, and also our regional friend General Mosquito, our now, baby, do you know? I'm say, you buy you so no, yes, Mamma, on Samre, into you buy Otumfuo the fair for your buy now. Or the Emma Yakwabano, Yenso, Yukra, Bruni, Snap, no, Editor Santimon, money, you know, with a Pantu, Mienu, and a whiskey, and so Pantu, and also, and then a kicker home, I'm saying, and nothing, and I'm constable, and Nakamudenia Dina, in Mr. Sabi, Otumfuo Transi, a Tranquina. Amamre bia I was here day a month and my coso na empire papa nso obedi akira NDC amanyoku no so afa ne ntoma papa afura na yetumi adi nkunim na yaboa amagana chechira ya chechiri etumi akoso no eno so eye adaka mu de so eka ho na baby amadu de am say yewura sapon ogina menten odi kan kasa ye no no so bra bi atwam no obaye mayor wo ha sabaye Ashanti mantam swafo sanko Cape Coast ekwaye regional minister ewo ho na empanyin se ansa na panyin papa yebeyi na kire na nenti a oba ha no yadanadi no I was saying, so Adaruma, Minso, me who had this, men of my party, New June training. While this year, a national chairman for some perform. Maybe I'm not doing it. Near Yame, Ashiano, wash a shirt. Na, agent and him say, every be a trouble. Of a year, Mampani, and you must soon, or yeah, dear. I may say, young Cassan Kumasubwa. Na emukasiye power back on say na support your mayor na me local government minister no Otumfuo ye ba wo na ase abesre wo say ye pese ye be dan KJT ya market adim na wa wi apaye papa e de ma yen sai shira yen e ma yetimi e de edwe besi ho a enne se me hamani ameka say Africa and also West Africa had there is no market like the KJT market in terms of the cashier the complex now being and you know what do a sentiment acquire hospital schools are schools or ye obia ye do my share and sano when you not teacher me so obia so nti na ko Ghana for na nyina ande e koba pro a ye duru ho a wo man kasa da eka e to de bi kura de e wira fibi no more so na ye we na we nti say edinya e don no so pa ne say adwuma wura anase nation builder a wo de o man sha ne nsa unu ho say wo de sha ne nsa Ghana sika no o de boye adwuma pepepe ama aso bi aso saa papa yi obrɛ ne ho ase ne president mu kura no wa man ho so sɛ ne ɔtia nɔte film na me akasa me ne bi hyiae 1997 wɔ parliament ebesi saa bere no yewura John Dramani Mahama uhu na ɔnsesae ɔbrɛ ne ho ase obuadeɛ osuro nyame saa papa yi ɛna NDC fo yaka sɛ Yesu Kristo ɔkɔ ɔsɛ ɔbɛsan ba bio na ɔbɛba de yɛ de yɛnim Nyankopɔn nko anim but yewura John Dramani Mahama the second coming ne de metimi ahyɛ ho nkɔm kakra aka sɛ sɛ nyame ɛyɛ adom a na sɛ mode mpa papa di akyi a ɛbɛtɔ sɛ 7th January yɛbɛkɔ akɔgyina Independence Square no na ɛyɛ the second coming of John Dramani Mahama ɛna yɛkɔ akɔbɔ ɛpa ho ntoma na ɛno nti yɛmmammerɛ no so ɛkyerɛ yɛ sɛ sɛ woyi flag bearer na sɛ ɛkɔto aba president a ɛwɔ so ɔnya na ọba wọ́n ní gyina hɔ a ayɛ sɛ yɛ santo a ogyinaeɛ na ɔkɔma asanteman mu no ɛnɛ na nyame abue kwan sɛ Ghana yɛaba kɔsɛ mu no sɛnea kwagyiri agiri na President John Dramani Mahama ayi na bɛdi akyire a ɔyɛ ɔbaa me deɛ meyɛ osuboni Yohane mebae sɛ meba bɛprapra kwan no mu na magye nkwa na ba bɛfa so enti baabi a madui deɛ Otumfuo adaro ma na akyɛ Wadaroma mede ahobraseɛ ɛbɛto nsa frɛ ɛyɛ the humble servant, the servant leader, the progressive leader, the nation's builder.
Your Royal Majesty, Ohinkese, Nana Osei Tutu Otumfuo, Ashanti. I'm saying, and Uhumiha, Senya, Minya. Sapon and your national chairman Kayano in Kranaboni Nedikain Me Dawasi and Abraham ye president Aquanchire and a Futu out the Boami Ama meeting share or my so I know me to be in Dawasi. That was say me yeda na nyame na odin da se ma na Abraham ye president maybe me baha na ya de adwin ato ho me ahwe ne betimi aye ama ye pagya asanteman na asateman funding ntama penfra enti ye ndwuma bebre senia national chairman kan is your school dan wo miamia bebre ye akwan Cocoa Roads ɛmu dodoɔ ɛba asanteman mu ha. Hospitals, yɛhyɛ ase hospitals bebree ɛwɔ asanteman. Sɛnea ɔkae no KJTR market nso yɛpagya asi hɔ. Na nyɛ KJTR market pɛ, other markets bebree a yɛsi yɛ a kyerɛ sɛ yɛpagya asanteman aduru pɛmpɛnsoa bi. Airport, Nana Wadaroma wobɛka me ho ma yɛ commission first phase abra yɛsiesie runway no ɛne baabi a aeroplane bɛpake a yɛde mfidie baeɛ sɛ na ɛbɛyɛ a anadwo awio airplane bɛtumi asi ɛwɔ Kumase ha. Saa ndwuma yi nyinaa ɛne ɛyɛ yɛwie ebi nso yɛnyɛ nwie ansa na mefiri aban so. Airport phase 2 wɔma ɔhene kɛseɛ baako bɛka me ho na meatwa sɔd a megye sɛ anka adwuma no aban wei ma ne kɔɔ so anka sɛ phase 2 mpo yɛwie nso meba me hu sɛ ɛkɔ so fɛfɛɛfɛ na saa ne wɔ sɛ ɛba no na ɛfiri saa mmerɛ no ɛm sɛ nneɔma akɛkyi kakra ɛfa mpuntuo ho ne nneɔma nketenkete bi a NDC amanyɔkuo no abra yɛyii me as flag bearer mede me ho bɛkyerɛw ɛna mesan ɛda wase nti ɛnɛ wohu me ha nne a mmara no kyerɛ sɛ ɛwɔ sɛ meyi nipa a ɔbɛka me ho ne akɔpere abatoɔ no nti yɛne Council of Elders and the National Executive Council yɛhwɛ soro ne fam benkum ne nifa ɛna ɛtɔ ɔbenfo Professor Nana Opoku-Agyemang so na kɔyɛ sɛ ɔyɛ ɔba ɛnso ɛnyɛ sɛ ɔyɛ ɔba nti ɛne ɛyi no ɔsɛ fata ɛfiri sɛ ɔhwɛ ne ndwuma a wayɛ free me or your lecture saa ɛbɛpem sɛ ɔbɛyɛ Minister of Education na adwuma so ni akyɛ sɛ wohwɛ na this one so a wasua adeɛ akɔ akyi Ministry of Education saa e-block a yɛsi yɛ edugyama deɛ fɛfɛɛfɛ yɛsi hɔ no ne mmeammea bebree ɔno ɛna ɛhwɛ so ɛmiɛtumi yɛ saa adeɛ no ɔbaayɛ onim sɛ womasua ehia nti ɔyɛ nhyehyɛ sɛ na ɛbɛyɛ a nkwadaa no bɛtumi asua na ɔmɔtumi apase ɔmo exams nti books a ehia sɛ yɛde bɛma nkwadaa no yɛbaeɛ na nkwadaa 9 book baako ɛna ɔmo nyinaa hwɛ mu abra yɛbɛfiri aban mu a obɛfiri Ministry of Education na nkwadaa ɛwɔ Ghana ha obiara ɛwɔ books no N9 na utimi hu sɛ sɛnea ɔyɛɛ no ɛma adesua no ɛkɔ anim na teacher phone go school 27% teacher absenteeism yɛbɛfiri aban mu na wate aba fam performance. Wohwɛ West African Senior Certificate Exam a ɔmotwerɛ na sɛ a papers ni nyinaa ɔsɛ fata sɛ yɛyi them as a running mate nti yɛn nyinaa kɔtena ase ɛna Council of Elders gye to mu ɛna National Executive Committee nso agye to mu nti ɔhyɛ ase ɔkɔ ne kurom ɛkɔkyea n'ahemfo ɛna ɔbɛkyea nkran so ahemfo wɔnante akɔsirim nyinaa na ɛnɛ ɛna ɛduru sɛ yɛde no ɛbɛkyerɛ wo na yɛde no bɛkyea wo amammerɛ kwan so na wɔma Asante Moe abosom ne ya nananom a omodika nyina omuhu se ono na meyi no se ye kopre abato no nana ye won hyehyɛ bebre ye ba ye dwen se Asante man so ebenya ho mfaso ya ye bida ya ne won afa dwen aye mpuntu bebre e wa Asante man am se free abra e free abayemu unhwe ya ekoso wa Asante man anyoma tosin ohwe nanu nameka small scale mining adwuma no enkrofo etua sika age concessions emra kwan so minerals commission na dem ahom aban foforo bai omaje sa concessions e free sa nipa no ho na omo de ama omo pe Ghana yin na ye nipa ba ko e so obi edi Ghana ho faso we are Santinio, we are Chimnio, we are Cranio, we are Fantinio, we are Igbenio, we are Dagombenio. Yen na and ye Ghana for. So I said, I say, a yimu abum. Only party beer near Joe concession near the Ama. A Gigi and Crofok excavators at the Ama party for so much of Mufanko Yejuma. Sanyo Mayina and NDC. Ye Jina Homa social justice. I say, Yamia, Dom nearby. Some mistakes in never corrected. My idea of my excavators, a bedroom of my dear mamma. My idea of my concessions, a bedroom mamma. Not yet the mrat to horse send on between me, I am mine and no. Ama or mine and your home for so. A Brian say assassin in Siono. Sunny here. And she share for Friday, but cooperative mining, a mabuni, I'm going to cooperatives. Yebenya mining safety officers na omo abegina ho na omo ne omo ahweso na omo yedwuma ni yi se na be ya asase ne sei ne ombenya bia kakra na omo de ato ho kakra na omo de ato ho omo wia na yesiesie efom no yie ne eduedue eguso na yede omo sika ma omo so omo anya dom fi ho na sika no yede akofa bulldozer ne abesiesie ho na nipa obesiesie ho no na yede omo sika na tua no and you may be why bet me ama sika koko na yehwe no aye mfaso amaye man nyame na de che Ghana hin na a free exam ekopem yi boko ho nyina utu foma obenya gold ntanya dia I was here the soldier for edi enkodechi ekunkum bi ni ade and here the rafo fro and shefo fro and the beba se na be ya ebetimi enya sika etimi edi impunto abagana afana nyina nana makasano na yawo project your friend 10 billion big push because we share Ghana send near corner impunto no ya no kakra but the room rebea say ubenya economic transformation and economic acceleration I was say upeja infrastructure no ekodru pempenso bi netimia ayemfaso ama enti e obibi I find the big push I should say $2 billion every year for 5 years the be ya kwan the be si ayaresa the be schools send be ya manyina ebenya school ni bi akọ the battery light ama omundi light yet tunsuo ama obio ni bi agricultural equipment yet the ma ekrafo send be ya they can process their goods Accra Kumasi kwan eka ho MP what say in Quincy if you say a single carriageway how can we see na single carriageway just a cross and echo and they be overtaken na cars me no akopem nipa 30 ewu na 21st century Ghana say you use single carriageway there and same fata and you perceive another lane send ya wu Kumasi a munyina munam lane baako if Kumasi ba munyina so nam lane baako ɛno ɛmma cars mmienu ɛnkɔpem saa ɛma nipa ɛnhwere ɔmo nkwa saa nso na Accra Cape Coast Road, Accra Aflawo Road ɛne akwan a ɛhia ne nyinaa yɛbɛdualize sɛ na ɛbɛyɛ yɛbɛma saa rate of car accidents akɔ fam. Other roads also here to say Eastern Corridor Road, any roads that were Brong Ahafo, back through Ashanti to Western region. Also, Nana Akufo-Addo, any Sanema. You see, quite now, a bayan for Swamai. Your railways, every time I got in Gaggisburg, you see, and yet, a be encounter, Kit Kakrebi, and yet to me, I account. And the railways, there be a Western rail line. If you take Raje, Eba Kumasi, near Paybiako, Yunehin, near Timediako, 2 box site, Eastern rail line. So the Biffin Krayaba, Buankra, Obikra, and the container near the sea railway or so, near Bayu or Buankra. Instead of so, Bakota Madiako ye container, no, Oko Buankra, no Akofana there. And this annual money in a was a big push. Nana Michelle Bosse, Sakobasi Cheche, Sa and Puntuna, Sena Unimno, Ashanti Mahana Nechefa. And where the Embassy is home, or Henicase, Otumfuo, may nipa mekan no Professor Naana Opoku-Agyemang with him say we need so on a first female vice chancellor of a public university in Ghana or Cape Coast University so a chancellor university no and one of the major universities in Ghana and say no and you know or brand who say kasa breo and so or your nipa or your firm and a disciplinarian and GD say or becoming one na be jumabum na yama yapeja Ghana a group and penswa na pese a drew and my friend na on also abeka bibi kakra na ode ne ho achiro Professor Nana Opoku-Agyemang.
Medasipi, Your Excellency. Patrona Nana Chiamio. You, Nana Chiaming, Camestro, Name de Mama Nietia Wabi, Afauso, Na Akoda Otumfuo nim. And then, as some of the Americanina, Intimima Sambe Titiawa. I decline. A woman says, "Be a nebinu nim dada, and also sunim, and so Anamombia Baba Tom anymore." Esem bedame ho chire na nane ne mpanimfo na adesrede bi na medenam ka me bestre na nansam insura me bestra no afutu ma ba bestra no kasachire no bia na metu anamo bi da no we de e wo sade tie mehia nana sonko mehia nana na wahwemechi mehia nana wahwemanim mehia nana wahwemenchemu nyina na mekwe nana no adandana me na eho abamfaso amoma no nsoso nti eno ne adesrede kese a eno nti a mababeduru ha anope na sadia miraka no edwuma ewuda yenim ne de o se edwuma kese de na nsoso inti yaba ne sane nim se yebehye bo se edwuma ne de be ye ho na ya ye sadia maka no eho abamfaso ama obia na ye koye nim no ye mpae ne se ebe nyame pe na abana ye beto no yakwakoto no boko na namasamba ko ahia me ene Ghana ha somdwe beba ha enche ye bia se yakwakochiro edin na ka Ghana ha de edin ya chiro bebre yeho afi ye koye nim na obi Accra ofie boko me kochiro medin aba afi din chiro no na e de amane bia befia atete nti enu de ekoma ye nyina enya me nko ame ma no ja mpanifo ba se obi abanye nti ye nyina ebetu ye manofo na bibia akwa asomdwe mu amaye esega na ha de se enya asomdwe a ana oman bia ni ho akwa nanim a oni asomdwe mpuntu obi abeba na ejina asomdwe so nti na nka ye koye nimi na bibia ya asomdwe Ghana ha de yanka sebe eni nipa a omunim de yanka se enim nipa a omunko school yanka se eni hwe ye wo bebre ne bekeka bo ni nyina ye bekeka bom na sisi ani papa na omana fa no tuma efra no na ejina ye beti ye ho ase ye wo papa no ma cheche no mu a na obi ani tan a na odwene so media menka ho a ewo se de na dwuma ye kora ekofa na mo metime ka obi afua oye onye se obi uba uma na bi nya obenden se bia duasa untimi nkoto mo ntwene mo kasa kire uba danda no so bati asese ye nyina ye ka ho ye nyina ye nipa baako se de amira His Excellency Akano na ka yakono bokoboko e se be Ghana ye betimi akoya nimpo achen bibia ye due na nyina gyina ye so ntira na nya woni na mesre megine tufo wona me ba beje foto no efiri ho nti masam kakra ene me besra unsem isra afoto nantina me nantina na munyina maka me ho na eho abamfaso ama Ghana nyina titru eho abamfaso ama yemma eho abamfaso ama emabunu eho abamfaso ama emma yaka na emma no a sebe aduasa meba nso sebe boka ho bi eho so abamfaso ama yempanimfo bia na omako ompani so omo ofie hia na kwa se ye yenhyehyɛ ho nka ho nti na meka ne se mfaso ne de akɔba bia na meka ne sa na manu asi medase bebre
Monsieur Brou, il dit qu'il y a un Japon. Ce matin, pour dire qu'il y a une bonne manière, si on me dit que je suis là, je ne vais pas être là. Je ne vais pas être là. On a un fou, mais c'est un peu si je suis bon, on va faire un church, un fou, on va faire un fou, on va faire Pada fo wo mu ane sebe omo go tibre mu nyina o panyi da aso so chire che na ho brase ekuta no ni mfia obedi na ba mu nyinara sebe nema ekuta no ne se du ho ekuta no ne dia di chire se kwa ma no be kasai on so e da se da kase ne ma o se wada o ma so wan kwan mende wo ba chia wo na sebe bra and this is out you know or don't bet you Otumfuo na se be na se Akufo nante unya se be ni chitafo nti mpanyimfo nya ka dipa ho no unya wa Nana Opoku-Agyemang se mpanyimfo nya aja tu so na se be oni mo le chidom na franka tu awutu no so butu mo ho do wu na se be Ghana fatumi ni nsa wa do mebu you know, no, say, what's the Kumfuo and Pennyfuo? A crop of one man be so. What's in the idea? So, about no more Debbie, Nadia. Well, you are Miss Quine, Namasim, about Robert Sherman and now, so be put to be a lot amount. I don't know what you say. Didn't fear what you fear 9 more, it's so. Bemono, no, will be, oh, yea. Do Jano Hall, I don't know, be a toasting. And in the house you see as a Ghana and Babako. So it's a Nuaba, a far good dear, you tune from home, one for no more added year, Nina the how. Say, I didn't know says Almanaba. So Nina no born to us say. But somebody said this who were not Ghana, Sabi, or be a Ghana home for swore. Zena Ghana, Sabi, the Mabako, who was said, maybe Sabi, the country. And I said, we are going in trouble. Say, young come on any balcony, will be also need you home. That's a big gun and Timmy Kunim. Sukua was a sea, acquire Sabi, didn't nobody know who the rule. The airport are said, I don't brew, yeah, hope, about homes that was saying some said, I got what to amount, I beg something to read. Nina, Sabi won't say, the matter to question, so Noara, Sabon to another Ghana 14 in 7. Now, but was slow. I don't know, that's them. I will say, we have home pipe. And we foot we said, Brother, also be a penino. No mean no Bahano, foot not it, and one day, Sabi, or the Asa Ababu. Or the stress man, Sabi. Tita for all Nana was a Naana Opoku-Agyemang. On the buyer, we can say, or Baba do her foot too. What you watch at Sine? Walk us out, so walk us out, no. No, sit down, and that was what their power prepares the sea. And Kabumu, our ma and Fasumbi and Ma. Sebenano, you're trading, and image see, you know, will be a class of walk trading and so, but in any mother says, and it was a sudden neighbor. I said, Ghana, you know, some dream. So maybe I'm a con kaya, as some dreamy kaya, I don't mind it to be a con kaya. And I said, all straight. Say, I don't know, I don't know, we don't have some food, or two from myself, some dream, no, it's not Ghana memoir. The never bought my eating at your queen. We say, your mother, who negotiate the 2 Macau, Eba. And the work on so Sabi. Canadian no Conabia, yet now about the new retreat. Wait me up with Sakonwa or Futu. Wait up one Conwa or double brew and piebo. No quantity or the free one more. Sabi, I'm one, I'm an Sabi. Quanse, and Sabi could do it with the Jina. On one penny, John the money, I tried to see up one of the to my uncle. So by also doesn't say no. Don't buy Mabetiao, the Nana Abetiao. Women also said your wounds. Masabe emrenuso naga na futi o masemo a etime atumi ato aba e de abo o oba na manate se na buru tu for demasi o makọ ba so Otumfuo we are saying get here so that why
you Otumfuo chame I'm say ubetie ama Ashanti mawura ate said the na my say ya no asem nyina me national chairman kan say me ne na naje esi mu be say na atwem yenu ni a ye ba pro enti kasa no yakabia enti chairman ne President Mahama any free cry ebehia e wo ha nunti na me say yempese yebema nananuma transe ama akonya so ayeshi nunti na me say ka Otumfuo mfam free me na yempanimfo aka no nyina sanete na de ba ko ampese me de ka ho so ne say President Mahama e fa sa adwene no say ode oba ebe na badi akire no o cheche ne mabi mu kakra ebi ne se wasua bakosem wasua oman na nkasa se de kwaya na nananom mofa subu oman yi ansa na broni ba emfie nan ya wabedi akonwa iso okwa hemfie bia na bia na so a osua na ema ekoso wo ho enti osusu se emfie aduosia yaba bedi akonwa yanya fa ahudie a yedi ehosoi ba bia oman no na nkaye nyina ye pese nkaye be pagya duro no yenya nuru ho enti ase ebu nkompoko ye chinde ehunu se obroni amamre ne yedi ebu man nananom so nana wo mo hwe oman so edunti se entimi nsesan kọ ya mamre de no nko amukura no a yebetimi atase na nanom nneɛma bi a wɔn yɛ no nneɛma bi ewom ne de aka obroni deɛ no ho egyiri sɛ ɛyɛ no saa ebi a baabi a ɔman no bɛpagya akɔduro no ɛbɛkɔ n'anim ntɛm baako ne sɛ owura ahemfie baabi a yɛde ɔhene kye a ne yɛde ɔbaa ahema so nanom tena ɛbɛdwom ne edi asɛm na emu ɛbere so a yɛsi yɛmfa nsata baabi na yɛnkɔ bi sa abrewa ɛnso obroni deɛ yɛ ba yɛ deɛ yɛbɔ man hene deɛ a bɛrima ne abɔ na ba deɛ akyire so bɛrima asɛm ba ne ɛsɛ sɛ yɛkɔ bi sa abrewa na kyerɛ sɛ yɛnya abrewa mbisa no nti adwempa a nananom de hyehyɛ yɛamammuo no a etimi ɔman etimi kɔɔso no osusu sɛ saa deɛ yɛ adeɛ baako a ɔkɔtase na ɔde bɛka ho a ebi a ebebue kwan bi ɛde ama yɛ tɔso mmienu so ɔka sɔɔso ne sɛ obroni deɛ no so koraa ɔde baeɛ no ɔse ka bi ma minka bi amamuo na ne fapem yɛ ɔdodoɔ amamuo yɛka Ghanafoɔ so a afi bia yɛka ɛsɛ maa no dɔɔso kyɛ masa nti bɛrima akɔ a na ɔbaa so di n'akyi balance a yɛhia no wɔ man mu sɛ yɛn nyinaa yɛadwene bɛkɔ bɛnkoro mu no ebi si yɛfa kramo baako ne yɛfa kristo baako a ɛne ɛbɛ balance ebi si yɛfa santini baako ne yɛfa siremni baako a ɛne ɛbɛ balance ebi si yɛfa SDA ni ne yɛfa basiri ne ɛne ɛbɛ balance na wahwɛ ahunu sɛ balance bi wɔ hɔ a Nyankopɔn na ankasa na ɛyɛɛyɛ ɛno ne ɔbaa ɛne bɛrima balance ɛno deɛ ne deɛ nana wokɔtɔ kaa obi abɛka sɛ o wokaa yi ɛfɛ power ɛsɛ Benz wokaa yi ɛfɛ power ɛsɛ Benz na sɛ wotra yɛyie na wanya Benz a wotɔ a yɛgya ne wɔka sɛ yɛkɔpɛti kɔ atɔ ɛno nti yɛnsa aka Benz no balance a ɛno Nyankopɔn ahyehyɛ ɛno nti ɔde baeɛ no yɛka sɛ a kɔmfɔ bi wɔ hɔ osi dwom a ɛsi aduro bi anka dan mu nti asɛm yi a papa yi akɔfa aba yi ɛne maame yi a ɔde ne din aba yi deɛ obi aduro nka dan mu ne nyinaa yɛnka mmom ne nso mu na yɛntimi nkɔpere akonnwa no ne yɛhwɛ sɛ ɔman Ghana ɛbɛtumi afa yɛn ntoma paafra enti nana kakra me nso menim fa ho a mede ɛbɛfa akyea me nso amana gu Otumfuo so ɛno no meda mo ase.
So Bruce said you Nana Akufo-Addo or me bonzo say no. So I teach you Mukoya Ninti Asabe Oba Nako fa na bede chi Oba no. Susuya Asabe titi amamre mu no. Ado buru sanko fa. Ado mako fa so mode bebu oman no. Sebe ya to do amamu no. Ya Oba ne be ma. Se ya mo si bo ade Oba no bo be ma no. Abo ma sebe fie bia mu mpun we no the abu or manuma man say kind Ghana say kwada say man do say mema it is no man do say mema dia other than for ba ina be de chiri na moa aba bibia e bia so enko so nchechi mu a so odom ebru de oba for ba ye no mu tichi mu pa mu de susu a o mu de ye no odom ebru zom
Bibi aba ya kata kati ya no dia na asem na ye den kata.
No se no se bibi aba nti dia na kata kata dia na de kakra.
Tenne ona na pampo ya no nya na se no bi se ji not na be chia.
So se no on pay da Dramani Mahama Otumfuo so do wase se me no pamfo nyina aba na titiri onye Nana Akufo-Addo somebody actually now did about Arabatian. Nana Opoku-Agyemang. Sabi, Adome Blue, immediately. So if you can't want someone, then they wouldn't have a channel. Who saw that's a papa?
And that's one man who
Zoom. So now what do I say? None more, who am I changing? I know the winning of a fear, and never let you. I bet you Otumfuo. That's a papa. Muna bemwa hayo mufie sema ba namba tia mona na so say and one who we want to papa so do mo abetire no Zoom bela da odam go so tu say no say onu so wa be pen and ne sabi sadu so a wo kwakwan ya wo de baba be ye na ebi mabio ne mum se be de wonu mu no betuma tete no no ma to won se mase se baba betuma ye
ewie yam ne din ko mama se ye to abawie obi dan ho se o ma mbanye ma mo ko kan ye de kom ne ni bre na titia no wono nam ne ka
yo se ono din ko mo o se wa se be on de be bia se bi ote se be o se o ka kire o so bi se ka kire mo pa ni da Mahama se ye ka kire no se about 2 years, you come in the bread, and I said 2 years, it's here no. Oh, yeah, you know, Casas in the natural.
Here, brother, before what can not the end of Zoom. Yes, now, who bet me as a son of mamma.
Zoom, and this is cool sign to see, and also, brother, pray to the more. Oh, but I don't know, or so I have no idea. No, Sabaya from Sabaya, no, what matter, who did do anymore.
And
Nana Akufo-Addo to say, or not so say, if you know, send a view. John, also approach him, say, was it said, what can your ma open so we ever be at the actual and anum? Was it just say, Otumfuo Addo never be here, say, now come you what, the bit me as I Magana for the Ghana bit more calling so what can you know? John, or say, open food chain. About kind of feeling artists and not say the buy it. As they said a bit my must be a month for what's a massive.
not the month more cousin, Yemians on the Zoom. I can't you know, and go to catch a gun for the Zoom. Near the Abanama.
Sister, I said, my brother say so. Send me a famous Cranny. Your mother say, my dear, say, what you are by you must so born to her at the Ghana for. 8 years, I was a bit more babem.
Young Candy will bitch me at your year, Yenra. They are 20 me and the Chimuni who sold me.
Yeah, I can't bet my year, though, yeah, 1 year, no, do bet my year, say, so Chimu Mama for and to us, Massive. 8 years, from the owners, and pass away near 12 man or yeah, not away near 12. See, that's how for the two is I will say, where the 12 man and a year. That's what the 12 man a year who say. The bedroom say about us who dear between the two attendants. 8 years, young people, say, no two for say, Obian for before, Basa Biara, not to Kobiara, and them. 8 years, John, what church we are Ghana for the so I said, didn't I in church removed? I never mamma for the show. 8 years, before the church Ghana for the so for church Ghana for the John, the Bassa, no be a kind of my head, with my poor Magana, my I could do better as well. The women let's see, so the women are to so we need to be and Sabi. Nana, I don't bet you in the lady or bit or some part of God, my dear, or Nana, no, would not that. Was a school or 14% of Papa Bibia. Ah, but I saw the Minister of Education now, but you who send my papa or sono, Sumpa. And now over there anymore, I was saying that or who's a sign. So soon, the Kutawano, son, other boy, company Dramani Mahama. Zoom, who was it? And the son. A man on trouble be a man on trouble be a Zoom. Sana church and say Nina, you're going to Bosumino. That was also no, 7 months in a bet show, Margin Sadano. Zoom, 2 boys in Oka, I want to say. Name, only see me. Was it Boji say, Saposi, and I said, man, son of Bedia, Yaminwana, and the Bedimu dance here. Zoom. So you know, catch them as a boom, Cassa, no more for one to someone, which we are so gonna money. Nabois, Nassam, no Yakupon, as a Busino, several one of the show on so that shows, as you know, better inside. That's been great, now Cosmagana, my acronym. Zoom, one Peneda, Dramani Mahama, 2 was a shade, Ufi, 2 for fathers and a banon, the say, no, Nana Akufo-Addo. Biela, quantity of Biela, yes, I said, when I did your hand on some bar or the mamma. Zoom, but not out to was what does Papa. So often, then so we do a cheat, then no Dabatiano. Zoom was another one there. We don't have no more in Nara, and no woman Nara. Sabi Boko, Mamma, and also Mozambique, no, Symbia will be a figure on Maka. 2 was the one to say, or Sina Wupon, and Mamun Nara, and I'm also on one tablet, not the movie the answer, and never so. 2 was the
Nachame. You are done, Dramani Mahama. Osei fancy you so. Then see one papa so. Say, is see the Kajania Seda.
You will say, the footio and the sunsun a betanachi. Ama a quiet corner. What in Kunim ever can be also. Macase away or say, Sequamba da Hormudia, Cobesre, a consecra.
Mr. Blue said, Oba, no, they didn't answer no. Or say, they decline answer that. Or no, so only answer that. What we know was in read that. The next was also about football, their man. And Sabi, Nana, I can't hold all 2 to 4 kind of honor. Or do was papa, and a papa baby, now was it. Now, so I don't be blue, and so I'm rich. Man of Kaya, or best of Kaya. Now we saw the Amono. The Muda Trust of Bobo Tua. The Mace Mumbasamba, rather be blue, football will be on Sadama Womo. I don't be blue, so do I say no. Was a kind of home to the big Nana Months in Wachamura. What about the Muga Cabana Masi, Madoma?
we have just brought to you a live coverage of the official presentation of NDC's running mate, Professor Naana Opoku-Agyemang, Hene Otumfuo, Osei Tutu, the second, and the Ashanti Council. I want to just wrap up with a brief conversation with the MP for North Tongue, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, who is a key member of the running mates campaign team. He has gone around the country with her. Initially, they started from Commander Traditional Area, where Professor Naana Opoku-Agyemang comes secretary and Otumfuo. The message was about peace, was about women empowerment. And generally, how Ghana will come out peacefully after the December 7 elections. You have been around with her. Many people were doubting Thomas's. They thought because she has been with academia, she may not be able to sail. We've seen it all. We've seen the crowd welcoming her. You have been there. Tell us a little about how it has been so far.
Thank you very much for the opportunity, and let me send my regards to viewers across the world. It's important to emphasize that, Eric, as you have noted, the running mate has been so well received. I mean, you saw what has happened at Manhyia today. His Royal Majesty very warmly receiving the flag bearer, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, in a very colorful ceremony, brief, but with all the pomp and pageantry that you can expect from Manhyia, and the goodwill message, and the fact that, you know, this is a time that we must project women empowerment, we must project inclusiveness, and we must ensure that our democracy works for all the sexes and all Ghanaians, regardless of your creed, regardless of your status and all of that. And that has been the general reception. It's been overwhelming, it has been mind-blowing, it has been absolutely remarkable. If you follow her entourage and you witness the support from the chiefs, from the people, from the women, I mean, we have lost count of the titles that they have bestowed on her, the gifts that they shower on her. They are so enamored, and her message is resonating. It is really reverberating, and her message has been, as you follow her closely, it's been about unity, it's been about respect, it's been about decency, the politics of ideas, and not heat and name calling, insults, acrimony. She says that kind of politics must stop. So she is a candidate that sanitizes the entire political hemisphere, and her campaign style has really caught on with the people. Now, one would have thought that, particularly in very conservative societies where it is believed that, you know, women must take a backstage and all of that, they may be cold or apathetic towards her. Rather, in those communities, they have been, I mean, the outpouring of love and affection has been amazing. And I must say that if you look at her stamina too, there are times that at 3 a.m., she's been campaigning. She started at 8 a.m. and she campaigns, visits communities all the way to 3 a.m. And by 6 a.m. she's up. This is somebody approaching 70, you know, and being a female, people often, you know, it's all part of the stereotype, which is wrong. What men can do, women can do, and do it better. But unfortunately, there are some who are still being chauvinistic, who are being misogynistic, who think that what men can do, women cannot do it. And so they are surprised when they see that she's on her feet well over, you know, 12 hours, and she is from the rooftop in her vehicle addressing the crowds, and she has the gestures. I mean, there are many men who even move from, you know, their various fields in private life, entered politics, and in their initial steps, you recall that they were really struggling. The transition was difficult, but she has really, you know, it's been effortless, very smooth transition. And I think that the naysayers now should concede that it was a great choice. President Mahama, made a fantastic choice. This is a game changer. She adds a lot to the ticket, and those who thought that she would be a liability will have to clearly give up, revise their note. She is an asset. She has the stamina. She has the gravitas. So the issue she's raising. She visited the Gambaga witch camp, for example. I don't remember the last time a politician, and she insisted. It was not initial on the program. She said, look, once I'm in the region, I want to go there and I want to interact. And she was hugging, holding. That's the kind of person she is.
I even remember that at the onset of her nomination, many people saw her as a role model that is going to drive the gender front and at the same time the youth. And that visit, when I watched it, in fact, we actually showed it as part of this live coverage, and many people saw her speak to them, and I could feel the excitement in the faces of those at that witch camp, and the expectation that as we continue the public discourse, all these camps will be a thing of the past.
Yes, and she has said that is one of the issues she will take up as Vice President, God willing. She is going to ensure that this whole witch camp phenomenon is totally done away with, that it's so outmoded, is all part of the vestiges of the traumatization, the discrimination that women have suffered for ages. And she is insisting that all of those discriminatory practices will have to give way to more enlightened, modern ways of respecting old age. And she made a profound statement to the youth who often will declare them witches and stone them, that look, you would also grow one day, you will become aged, you become senior citizens. We should rather put in place policies that will protect senior citizens. So she is proposing that this country should establish aged homes. And it's one of the things she wants to do as vice president and to champion, where we'll have homes for the aged. It's something that exists elsewhere. But here we don't have it. So, we just leave them to become liabilities, and we just,
It's good to let them hear, but for viewers on TVXYZ, Wizard TV Live on Facebook, YouTube, or the social media handle, you can see at my background as many of the traditional authorities, especially from the Kumasi Traditional Council, who witnessed this special event. And when we spoke to the historian here at Manhyia, we agreed that because this is the first time a female candidate of one of the biggest political parties who is gradually working to become history as vice president of Ghana, this event will go down in the history books of Manhyia Palace. But before you take leave of us, because the program has actually ended, what should people expect as we march along towards December 7th, especially from the camp of the running mate to John Mahama?
So the running mate and the flag bearer, as you know, have taken a break from their campaigns to prepare for the manifesto launch on Monday. Right after that, both teams are hitting the ground running again. You are going to see the running mate head towards the Western North and the Western regions. She will continue to carry her message of love, of unity, of coming together, of ensuring that everybody is involved, women, youth, children, everybody has something to offer. She's saying that these tendencies now to declare some people foreigners, people like us Togolese, and so you can't register, we are not sure who you are, we are not sure about your identity. She is rather saying that no, everybody has something to offer. Let us rather stop this. Our diversity should be strength. Let's come together. So her message is that of unity. Her message is that of love. Her message is that of peace. You recall that yesterday in Ahafo, she had to suspend her campaign to visit the family of a young breadwinner who had been shot. And she's raised concern about the growing insecurity. She's saying that as a mother, she is worried. We've seen somebody shot by assassins in my own constituency in Japan, Sonny. Nobody has been arrested. We saw what happened in Sogakope. We saw what happened during the registration. 2 people died. And now in Ahafo, Mr. Kwesi Banahini, and he's left a young wife and very young, children. She is saying that this growing insecurity must also be addressed. So she wants a stable, very calm, focused country so that all our challenges, we can harness talent. Everybody, no matter who you are, where you come from, you must feel like a full-blooded Ghanaian, not a second-rated citizen. And forge a united path towards conquering the ills of our society, the enemies of our society, which is not, one ethnic group versus the other,
or one party
versus the other. But as she puts it, it is ignorance, it is disease, it is poverty, it is unemployment. Those are the things that we should come together to defeat. So that will be the message that she will carry across the country. She's done about 7 regions. Her footprints are in 7 regions now. She has 9 more to go, and you can nurses, doctors, everywhere she